different one. See how that came up. Did it come up as a different one?
It's just a
it's black
screen right now.
Did you turn yours off?
Yeah, I did.
Dadgummit, it created a whole new one.
That's okay. Send me the link to it. I'll put it in the chat for this one. Everybody can just slide over.
Okay.
Or you can do it if you're still in it. Oh.
That's frustrating as shit, man. Because you had a nice setup going on there.
I still have everything. I'll figure out the audio thing this week and we'll be good for next week.
Share
but
the link.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go to YouTube. Open this one. Where's the chat though?
I just posted the link to the new one.
Okay.
In the old chat.
It doesn't show a link over there. It
doesn't work?
It doesn't show a link.
Yeah. Wow.
But there's only 4 people in, so we just switch over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we just put the link in there.
Yeah.
It says it can't be reached.
Alright. Watching.
Damn it.
Is the new one? Yeah, it started 93 seconds ago.
Do y'all need anything from me? I'm gonna wait for some people to get in here. Just to show that it's working.
Yo.
Okay, let me cancel this one.
I just gotta I gotta get the new link out.
Yep.
But
I've got Zach's audio.
Check 1, 2.
Episode 11.
Oh, good
okay.
still from my side.
Alright, edit. Need to figure out how to share this. Or am I in? No, I should be on my screen.
1, 2.
Oh.
Where's the from the link?
Episode 11.
Oh, good still from my side.
This is why we can't have nice things, y'all.
No, it should be on my screen.
1, 2.
That was me.
There we go.
Oh, good still from my side.
Okay.
This is why we can't have nice things, y'all. No, it should be on
Where are we? Alright. Did Jeannie get moved over?
She's going to bed soon.
Good. Our plan worked.
Get out of my face.
Yeah, so right now it should just be the video game console, the arcade.
Yeah, we should be good.
So go ahead and start it and say screw it.
Yep, let's go. Let's know we're live.
We are already live. It doesn't show me how many viewers we have. Rewatching. Is that all you guys?
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. This was a test. We'll try it again next time. I'm going to go ahead and start it and see how we can get this transition. Here we go. Is the intro playing on you guys' side?
also have consoles. Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Sound? No sound?
Yeah, I hear it.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have sound because I muted it.
And here we are. Welcome to another episode of BroTime. That was cheesy as fuck. And we're gonna go full screen.
Hey, everybody.
Yep, that was a jacked intro into everything.
That was interesting. Yeah.
It's all right. We'll get it figured out next time. Maybe. Maybe.
I would have thought that a cable like this would have been the whole problem.
Oh, did you figure it out at the very end?
No, we didn't figure it out at all, but I will figure it out, and we'll get it going for next week, and get all the fun graphics and stuff on there. But yeah, this is always fun whenever you plan something out, you work all day to make sure everything's working according to plan. The one thing you can't test throughout the day is the one problem you have. So, but thanks everybody for your patience.
Everybody else's audio, right?
Yeah.
it had
All
to
I
be
wanted to
your
hear
audio.
was-
It wasn't me.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got a good show today. Gonna talk some solar eclipse. Gonna talk some, so I guess some stupid people is what we'll call the chocolate bars versus silver bars. We're gonna talk some San Francisco Giants controversy. We are going to talk about some minor league baseball alter egos. Zach, do we have a crypto corner today?
We can always have a crypto corner.
That's awesome.
Anytime Chris is on, I've got a meme coin to shill.
Yeah.
That's funny. Cool. So this is our first live, guys. So what we're gonna kind of do is just kind of hang out and chat with everybody for a little bit before we get into the show. You guys have any questions? This is definitely the time now. If you want to sit here and make fun of Chris for 30 minutes, we can do that too.
Jealousy. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Oh my God! Shut up, Chris.
All right, man.
Dangerously cheesy.
Hey, let's start off with somebody got the first stadium knocked off on our 1 out of 32 this week. Let's talk a little bit about Jody's trip to Tropicana.
All right, so it was a exciting 4-hour drive down to St. Petersburg, Florida. Absolutely gorgeous part of Florida, gorgeous part of the country. So I got the opportunity to go to Tropicana Field to watch the Devil Rays play the Texas Rangers last night. Actually, it was a great night to go watch the Rangers play. Hell of a game, especially
Yeah,
the beginning of the game was absolutely intense. So start off by talking about the stadium a little bit. If you haven't been to the stadium, it's definitely one to go visit. It's got like this circus tent vibe to it. It's kind of interesting. It's literally like canvas roof on this thing, with these massive catwalks in the overhead.
So it was intense.
It was intense, absolutely. Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
Hey, so like with Tropicana gives me like Oakland Coliseum vibes. Is that is it nicer than like? I mean, I don't know if
have
you've
not
ever
been to Oakland.
Coliseum.
It's old. It's like 20-something years old. So there's that. It doesn't have that new updated feel that say like Globe Life has, or
Have
even
the new stadium smell.
yeah. It's definitely it smells like rusty old, rusted out floorboards.
Hey, wait a second. 20 years old is not that old. All right, let's that's not that old.
It's a dinosaur in stadium times now. I mean, like, short of a few stadiums, what is it? 28 of the 32 stadiums have been built in the last 20 years, something like that.
It's built or remodeled would fit into that because there's been a couple that they've gone back and they've kind of done a refresh on.
Trying to think of like the old. So you've got obviously the oldest ones are Wrigley and Fenway, and then the next oldest one is like 50 years later, which is Dodgers Stadium. Um, Trying to think of who's got the next oldest ballpark. I know the Orioles is old in consideration of like all the new stadiums.
Yeah.
Yankees have a fairly new stadium. Um, the Mets have a fairly new stadium. I'm trying to think. How old's the Cleveland ballpark?
That
Not
is a
old.
very good
Progressive
question.
Field. It's not that old.
Gotcha.
It would fit somewhere within the last 15, 20 years. It'd have to.
Well, that falls into our definition
Yeah.
of old at this point, right? Old and dilapidated. So, but yeah. Anyway, to be honest, I enjoyed
Actually, it's 30. It's 30 years old.
30 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's gotcha. Okay, so yeah, Dodger Stadium built in '62, Angel Stadium built in '66. That's an old dinosaur there. The Coliseum is '68. Kauffman Stadium is '73. The Rogers Center, which has been like pretty much rebuilt from the ground up like 4 or 5 times, it's '89. And then Guarantee Rate Field was '91, which is the Chicago
Sox.
White Sox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Comiskey Park, or did they knock over Comiskey Park to build Guaranteed Rate Field?
Used to be U.S. Cellular Field.
Ah,
Well, we all
can't tell
know
you
how
which
that
one's
went.
worse.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
That's
yeah, there
in
you go.
Chicago, Chris. Next, it's relatively close to Chicago.
Here's something interesting I just read. Yeah, good job, Chris.
I'm just sitting here. Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it.
So after the Cleveland Indian Guardians Stadium, what do you think the next oldest one is? And I bet you won't be able to guess it.
The next oldest one after that one.
Yeah, because I sat there and go, what?
Mom, meatloaf. Meatloaf now.
Pizza rolls, Mom.
So
You're
the
talking
Rocky Stadium,
The next
oldest
after Cleveland.
yeah, is the Rocky Stadium.
What?
Yeah,
95.
And they're an expansion team.
yeah, and then Tropicana is '98. So there you go.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah,
So-
You know the
My question I wanted to ask was, and I know it was a Monday night game, and those can't be too accurate as far as like how packed it was, but I heard last year they had all sorts of attendance issues. So was that true even for a middle of the week game?
so
that
we
was their home opener, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was technically their home opener.
yeah. So I talked to one of the attendants, and they had played a game. I think it was the night before. I think, or maybe it was a couple nights before actually. But yeah, he said that they were only expecting 13,000 people at that night's game, and I was like, wait, huh?
Wow.
13,000? He's like, yeah, our attendance has been super low, and he's like, you're coming from the Rangers, ballpark where your attendance is through the roof, and I was like, even in our down seasons, we never saw 13,000.
No.
Even like when we had the old ballpark in the middle of July, sitting on the field, I don't think we had 13,000 people.
No.
But to be honest with you, with it almost had that vibe of minor league ball, because you got everybody there. They were there to have fun. It wasn't their I mean, of course, you had a couple of the drunk guys in the ninth inning that were just hollering, freaking, "You should have swung, Garcia. You should have swung." Like, oh, come on, man. That was a whole other thing, but yeah, it had that vibe. Nothing. They didn't have the massive lines for the massive hot dogs and all that stuff. Didn't have all that. They literally had like a food court where you could go get. I think it was Papa John's. A couple of local restaurants came in there to kind of cater some food. It wasn't anything over the top, and that's what Kim and I were talking about. Is the food was like, this is interesting. That we didn't have all this fancy fair type food, I guess.
I gotcha. Yeah, that was the thing. So I went to the Rangers game, and there's so many different places to eat there.
Mm-hmm.
At Globe Life Field. Funny because I went and got a pizza, got a beer, walked down to my seats, and the guy goes, "Hey, you got the buffet downstairs if you want it." I'm like, "Great! I just spent $40 on food and beers, and it was all included in my ticket."
Well,
Have you ever been down to the Lexus Club?
Lexus Club, yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. We did the all-you-can-eat seats at Globe Life.
Mhm.
That was a lot of fun, especially for if you bring
That
kids.
was cool.
If you bring kids and they're constantly asking for nachos, popcorn, all the the little things like that, it's perfect.
Bring it on. Keep it coming. I don't care.
Yep,
I don't
yep.
care if you puke on the way home. That's what these buckets are for.
It absolutely kept the
I'm
kids
getting my-
entertained.
I'm getting my money's
Get my
worth.
money's worth.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, so after I sat there, they started handing me, free beers. I was like, "Well, I spent $40 on pizza and beer already. I'm gonna make sure I recoup that." So,
Yep. You just gotta squeeze them all in before the 7th.
yeah, actually, if you're in the Lexus Club, it's in the 8th now.
Oh, nice. They give you an extra. Oh, I think they
Yeah.
were doing that anyway, though. Didn't we do that last year? And
Yeah.
they served it like an extra inning.
Well,
Maybe
they
that's what it was,
yeah,
but they told me the 8th,
they-
and I was like, "Cheers."
Yeah, they extended it because of how short the games are, which doesn't really make sense. You'd think you'd want to go the other way if you're actually worried about people's safety. Like you'd be like, okay, well now we're going to do the 6th. No, nobody's going to come watch a baseball game if you cut them off from alcohol halfway through.
Well,
So
Considering that's how those stadiums make all their money.
Yeah.
They don't make it on the peanuts and the Cracker Jacks.
But all in all, I mean, the experience was definitely something I would recommend for anybody that's looking to go to a unique ballpark. It's definitely different than any of the ones I've been to. I enjoyed the game, and the Tampa Bay fans weren't bad compared to some of the other ballparks we've been to, where it was just like, really, dude. We did our due diligence. We picked up after ourselves. We were courteous to everybody because, of course, we came in rolling Texas gear, and we wanted to make sure that we left that impression as Texas fans coming in that, hey, we're good people. We're not Boston fans. All right, so moving on.
Whoa. First of all, that's our rival, so we can go in there and trash their ballpark if we want to. Secondly, we are not the Astros.
Well,
We are not rude.
It was funny because my kids were asking, like, hey, why don't we trash talk them a little bit? I'm like, the Rays? Really? We're going to trash talk the Rays. That's what we're going to spend our losing my time and energy on. I'm not going to do that.
yeah, I would have just tried to bring a little broom in, like one of those little small brooms. Not much, but just to kind of show them. You remember how the postseason went last year?
Yeah.
It's like they're
Yeah.
really not a threat. They're fun games. It's fun, especially when Homeboy decided he was just going to run the bases just because the ball was on the field. That was freaking hilarious because they could not keep up with what the heck was going on.
Yeah, I went back to watch that play, and it's like, I don't blame him. You're up by like enough runs that it's not really going to impact it if he does get out, which he
Yep.
did.
because
I thought it was very entertaining to watch.
yes, because it was I believe the play was supposed to be a double play, but he was on first well before the double, so the Rays started throwing the ball back around the field, kind of thing, and the dude never stopped running. He just kept going, just like right past first. They got the guy out on second. He just kept going.
And the catcher went to back up the third baseman, and there was no one at home, and he was like, "Well, here I go." So, well done.
Win in Rome.
But it's a good thing Pipio had some wheels
Yes,
on
go
him.
on.
Yeah, Pipio had some wheels on him, so he was able to get to home plate before he got all the way around the bases.
Yeah.
But funny thing was we got to the game early. We got to kind of experience the whole thing. Some older couple starts chatting up with Kim, and we're like, "Who are these people?" And he's like, Kim was like, "I don't know, Pipio's grandparents or something." And I was like, "Who?" And she said, "Pipio." And I was like, "That's the starting pitcher for the Rays tonight." And she's like, "Oh, they were here to see their grandson play." I was like, "Oh, well, that was kind of cool." They just kind of stopped by to talk to us because we're hanging out in the ADA seating right there. And that's where they were sitting in the next section over. So, kind of cool.
Did you guys upgrade yourself since there was a lack of fans?
We really couldn't because there was no upgrades from where we were with ADA seating.
Oh, yeah.
And we did try to go down and we tried to get a hold of Jared Walsh on first base, trying to get him to toss Jameson a ball. But we had a cranky old lady tell us to go back to our seats.
So what was the best part of the ballpark?
The best part of the ballpark, and it sounds bad. It sounds actually really bad, but that it wasn't crowded.
The bathrooms. Oh.
That it wasn't crowded. They literally had like 30 urinals and 2 stalls in the bathrooms. And there was not one point in any part of the game where all of them were filled up. I didn't have to rub shoulders with anybody. I had to, check out people's watches, the whole thing.
I was going to ask, did somebody ask you to shake it for them?
One of those where you have 30 urinals and there's one guy when you walk in, you go right up next to him.
That sounds like Jody right there.
I
man.
wanted to see his watch, man.
That would be
I'm not
hilarious.
wearing a watch.
Oh, my bad.
Half past a freckle. All right, well, pretty badass, man. So thanks for kicking us off. So that puts the Rangers they won tonight, right?
No, they lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 4-2 right
Okay.
now. So
4-2.
So, and just so y'all are tracking, Atlanta is going to be our next stop.
that's a good
Okay.
ballpark.
Yep.
That's a great place. It's like Texas Live there with the battery.
Okay, that's good to know. We've already kind of looked at tickets.
Yeah,
Tickets
that's-
were definitely more expensive than Tampa, but I think it'll be
Yeah,
fun.
they're better than Tampa.
Yeah.
But I would suggest you get there early in the day because there's a lot of stuff to do. They got like virtual reality and stuff like that throughout the battery. It's kind of like
Okay.
Texas Live. It's probably bigger than Texas Live,
Okay.
but more kid-friendly stuff.
Okay.
They actually have a. When I was there, they had the glove store. I think it was Wilson. One of the glove makers has a store there, and you could actually get a custom mitt while you're there.
That's kind of cool.
Um,
So, but I'm holding
and
off.
they actually have. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I was gonna hold off on Miami because we're making a group event out of this one, right?
Yeah, I'd love to go to the Miami Stadium. I mean, I'd love to go to Atlanta Stadium too, but we'll figure it out.
Not Miami,
So-
Ohio, right?
No, Miami, Oklahoma, dude.
Yeah.
Stop.
You beat me to it.
Hey, so cool thing. I had a job interview today.
Hang on, Jamie froze on his own punch. Freaking loved it. What did you say about job? Job what?
I had a job interview today. It was for a leasing company, and I would have every other weekend off.
All right.
Nice.
So, definitely do some ballparks then.
Yeah,
But we'll see. I gotta do the in-person interview tomorrow, so I gotta actually put on a suit tomorrow.
Well, good luck, man.
Yep.
I mean,
Thank
but
you.
but you're going from having every weekend off to every other weekend off. So isn't that a little bit of a downgrade?
Yeah, well, having every weekend off without a paycheck is not as much fun as having every other weekend off with a paycheck.
You're either working
Okay,
every
gotcha.
weekend and having a paycheck, but you can't spend it, or you have every weekend off and no money.
Yeah, I'll take the latter. Um. Well, not your ladder, my ladder. Anyway, cool. So there's one of 20, one of 32. Jamie asked, goes, well, weren't you at Globe Life Field? Then at the second ballpark, I said, yeah, we're gonna go to Globe Life Field like 3 or 4 more times this season, probably. I plan on doing the Red Sox weekend. I'm just gonna stay there at Texas Live and just live at the ballpark for the whole weekend. That's gonna be a little bit of fun.
Is that hotel finished? That's like right across the street.
So the old one's been done. I stayed there already. That's where I got the little baseball. I can't know if you can tell the baseball koozie things or coasters. The new one, when I was over there for the preseason game, looked like it was ready. I didn't see if anybody going in or out of it, but looked like it was ready to go. So that's going to be my plan for the first weekend in August is live at the ballpark.
Okay.
So, you guys want to talk about some solar eclipses? Solar eclipses.
Yeah, so we could touch on that. If you have been paying attention, there's a solar eclipse next Monday. And if you're on Twitter, most people think it's going to be the end of the world. So you might not catch us next week.
We'll just put this broadcast on loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be
This
one of
may
those
be the
things
last thing you ever get to watch.
Yeah, it'll be one of those things, like I can already see it in a post-apocalyptic world. So there's a monitor going, and it's just bro time over and over again.
Like
Yeah.
like 100 years in the future, like they haven't seen anything, and somebody uncovers like an episode of BroTime and thinks this is like the biggest show on the planet.
Yeah, the peak American culture.
If this is what
We were the
humans were,
thinkers
I
in
don't
the
want any part
philosophers
of it.
our time.
Yeah.
They use our show to recreate civilization.
Isn't that actually what happened in Idiocracy? It just went spiraled down into based on old commercials or something.
Yeah,
What was
I
that?
Yeah.
The smart people built the infrastructure and stuff like that, and they end up dying off, and only the dumb people
That's
were the
right.
They
ones
didn't
that-
reproduce.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I think there is a movie that's based on like some pop culture. They try to rebuild society off some pop culture, and now I got to go look through my archives and figure out which one that is. 'cause-
Yeah, I was trying to remember which one it
Yeah.
was.
So, the path is going to go somewhere along the lines of like San Antonio to Detroit. Am I correct by that?
all I know is it goes over a town called Nineveh 7 times, and it went over. So the one 7 years ago went over a town called Salem 7 times, and then they intersect the old path and the new path intersect over a place called Rapture.
It's fair. Okay, so in the United States, the first largest city it hits is San Antonio.
Rapture,
What up,
Indiana.
Chris? And then the last
rainy
place,
and cloudy over here. So
yeah, the last place in the United States major city it's supposed to hit is Montpelier, Vermont. Or I
Yeah,
think
so
they actually
we're-
pronounce
we're-
it Vermont.
We're in the direct path where we are in Indiana, but we're contrarians, so we're actually going to Florida to the beach, and we won't be in town. So if it's the end of the
Makes
world,
sense.
my wife said I want to be on the beach. So that's where we're going to be. But
There's a reason why I like your wife.
yeah,
Well, other than the family, but
part of the part of all the speculation is a lot of people don't realize that there's a massive fault in the Midwest, the New Madrid fault, right? And it erupted a couple hundred years ago and like changed the whole path of the Mississippi River, and a whole town was swallowed up. And part of the speculation is the gravitational changes with this massive eclipse is going to disrupt this fault and cause catastrophic damage to the U.S. I don't that doesn't mean the end of the world in my mind, but certainly some theories around that's going to cause major problems in the Midwest.
Chris, you like to
Yeah.
cosplay as a physicist sometimes. What are your thoughts?
That it's just going to be another solar eclipse like it was in 2017. I mean, I was talking to your cousin Trey yesterday or Sunday, and he said he went to the town hall meetings because he lives in the path of the eclipse, and they're doing what's called disaster emergency. They're doing every police officer and whatever ambulance people. What do they call it? The EMS, paramedic, EMS, all that are going to be on
EMTs.
call, on standby. We're going to have certain roads closed to where it's only one way like directions. So he was saying at the town hall to make sure you go grocery shopping before this coming weekend, because there's no way you're going to be able to get out of your house or do anything this upcoming weekend up until the solar eclipse.
Did they say why? Did they say why? Because now everybody's going to do what they did during COVID and go on a run for toilet paper.
This is Ennis, Texas, and Ennis, Texas is literally right in the middle of the path, and so they're projecting this town of probably 32,000 people to have somewhere around 500,000 people in it, which doesn't make sense to me. I mean, there's literally, from San Antonio to Montpelier, Vermont, that's a long path.
We got people like staying there, like Fredericksburg is another one that's going to go into a state of emergency and to get those extra funds to pay all these police officers, and it just goes up.
Massive travel. There's massive travel, like people, like hotels are booked. People are traveling into this path to see this thing, and you can see it from other places.
Is it like that in your area too, or?
Yeah, we're in one of the peak path areas. The most interesting thing is you're presumably able to see a lot of other planets during a solar eclipse, so there's probably going to be a clear line of sight to Uranus. That's the most interesting thing to me.
I bet you like that, huh?
It's a weird thing to say with that, Chris. That's not the right response.
That's inappropriate. Highly inappropriate. There's kids that watch this show.
Is that an
Chris.
invitation? I don't know what's going on here.
I'm just acknowledging.
The funny thing is like, so at the peak area to watch this event, it's supposed to be the sun's supposed to be covered by the moon, or however an eclipse works. But it's supposed to be for 4 minutes, right?
Yes.
And then like it kind of gradually goes out to where you get less time. Like where we're at, it's 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, and you'll see like more of the edge. It won't be like a complete blockout, right? But people are traveling and spending thousands and thousands of dollars to be in the path just so they can see it for that 4 minutes and see, virtually no outline of the sun.
Just the corona.
Yeah.
While having a corona.
That's what I was saying. I was like, is there an outdoor bar that I can go to just to?
They're going to be making lots of money.
Yeah.
So Chris,
I'll have to look into that
are
one.
you gonna stare directly at it? Because I heard that'll give you superpowers.
You know what? I learned from the former president that's the way to do it. Just look up.
I mean, he's fun.
Exactly.
And I believe he
did
does
turn
have
into a superhero, though.
He is.
He's defeating the Democrats.
Oh,
One court case at a time.
no, but schools are off on that day for some again all the places that are in the path. I think Trey's kids are all. I don't know if they go to school or not, but he was saying schools won't be.
They don't go to school. They don't go to school.
I don't know if they're
Of course they
homeschooled
go
or
to
not.
school, dude.
So and then yeah, a lot of parties, a lot of.
So are your kids off of school that day, Chris?
No, but I had to sign a permission slip so they can come out of class and look at the sun with goggles, the sun glasses, whatever. So I had to sign them all. Our company's doing it as well. So
You had to sign a permission slip for your company?
no, like a party, like
So, hey, Chris, you like science?
Jeannie
and
had to
stuff?
sign in. Jeannie had to sign your permission slip.
yes.
She had to
You
give you your
can.
balls back just for that day.
Can you explain why it's coming from the southwest and going to the northeast?
As versus what it was before, like
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Well, I mean, it obviously has to do with the time of year and the season and how the moon is, but
Just the Earth rotation and the way
okay.
the moon's position. I don't know. Like, I mean, the axis. I
You
mean,
said nothing different than what I said. Do you have anything different to add?
Hey,
Chris?
Jamie, I believe it has to do with the seasons and the moon. You know,
And thank you. That was Science Corner from Dr. Chris.
So last time I came across, it was fall. This time it is spring, so it's going to come
Yeah.
across in the different season this time.
you mean the directions coming from south to north versus.
so
what
the lunar
how's that change?
path is along the same lines as the seasonal projection of the sun.
If I so I don't know for sure, but if I had to guess, it's just the tilt of the Earth. I guess which is the seasons, right?
Did they
So-
just
Yeah.
give you a doctorate, or did you actually have to earn it?
I
have
feel
to earn
like
it.
you printed something out online.
Did you
I
go to
just had to
Kmart? Get a doctorate at Kmart?
They don't have Kmart's anymore.
It was Sears.
Right, exactly.
It was
Because they were
Sears.
handing out doctorates.
And driver's license.
Just because I mean, doesn't mean you know everything. It's just you know a lot about a specific thing, and lunar eclipses wasn't one of them.
Okay, so I guess we can get into the slit experiment on another episode then, Chris, huh?
Sure. Like what if photons are waves or particles? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, didn't you go to Central University of Michigan?
No.
I hear it's
I
an
don't have a rebuttal
explosive
for-
school.
Yeah. Home of the Cardinals. Anyway, so it's gonna be on. You say, Jamie, it's on Tuesday, right? The eclipse.
Monday.
Monday.
Monday. Eclipse is on Monday, and do you have to have special glasses to see this eclipse?
I mean, you're supposed to have some sort of glasses, or you can make your own little box at home. Yeah.
When the sun's obscured completely, you can look at it, but just don't look at it when it's not.
Where did you get this information from, Chris? Just so
From the news, from logic. I don't know, like
From the news.
from the truth news.
I still have this strange artifact in my eye from the last time I looked at it. I don't know.
An artifact.
Yeah.
artifact. Jody, do you remember when we were at Davis Elementary when they walked us all out to look at an eclipse?
Yes.
I think you were in 3rd grade then.
Yes.
Yeah, I was. We talked about that at Easter.
It happened while we were at Six Flags one year too. Dad took us to Six Flags, and they had the.
Hopefully, we missed school for that.
I don't remember. I'm pretty certain it was in the middle of the summer, but they poked a hole on a piece of cardboard and we got to see the shadow. And I was like, I don't understand what the fuck I'm looking at. I see a hole. I see a light shining on the concrete. What do I do with this?
You sounded pretty Irish the way you just said that. I don't know what I'm looking at. Yeah.
It was
How
part
could you have
Russian.
any pudding? You don't eat your meat.
You can imagine back in the ancient times when those kinds of events would happen, they would have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Had to be pretty scary.
Yeah.
Well, you've heard of the theory about the
Where did the sun go?
the missing years, right? Like, where there's a theory where from
Mhm.
1200 they bumped it up to like 1700. On one from one, the Pope was like, let's change the years to this, and there's like a big conspiracy theory about that, but it was disproven because of solar eclipses. A lot of societies documented when the solar eclipses happened, and they were mathematically able to go back and confirm the dates that they wrote down to when the eclipse happened. So that theory was debunked.
Yeah, I've seen that Y-Files episode too.
Hey! My files plug.
There you go. How about a little sponsorship?
Gotcha.
Yeah, for real.
So, do we want to talk anything else about the solar eclipse? No.
I think that horse is dead.
Okay. Chris, you got something unentertaining to talk about, don't you?
Yeah.
Women's basketball.
12.3 million viewers viewed last night Iowa versus LSU game. I had a coworker that literally bought YouTube TV for the month. He doesn't do subscriptions, just to watch this game and the NFL draft at the end of the month.
Well, your friends are really cool people, so that must be a thing.
I mean, I wanted to see her play, and my goodness, is she good? Like, unbelievably good. Just chucking threes from like almost a half court.
Do you think she could? Do you think she could play in the NBA?
I would like her to play in the NBA, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Why,
So
Chris?
41 points, 13 of 29 field goals, 6 of 7 free throws is what she got. Her counterpart, her adversary, unfortunately got fouled out in the fourth, which kind of helped, propel them to the Final Four. The Hawks, right? What's it called?
Yep.
Yes.
The
The
Iowa
Iowa
Hawks.
Hawks.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what she does. Hopefully she was gonna win. I mean, she's really humble. It's just I don't know.
Would you
just
say that game was a little bit of karma because of what happened earlier in the game?
What do you mean?
Did you watch the whole game?
I watched that till like second half.
Did you watch the beginning of the game?
No, I didn't watch the beginning of the game. My kids had practice.
Okay.
What happened?
So what happened in the beginning of the game is the national anthem started to play,
Oh,
and LSU walked off the court.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Oh, they did? I didn't see
What was
the
it?
stats. I watched.
Yeah, they walked off the court and went back into the locker room during the
What was
national
that?
anthem.
What are they protesting? What did they say? Oh,
I thought we were done with that.
I thought we were too. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The footage I saw is just of Iowa out there, standing up, hand over their heart, doing the, paying respect, and LSU walks back to the the locker room. There was nobody on their side of the court.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some boosters not happy about that because that
Yeah.
is, when you're talking about Baton Rouge, that's not exactly the protest capital of the world. So
And it's
I
not, that's not something that I think a lot of Baton Rouge people would be happy about. Or, LSU alumni. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I didn't see that part. I only read about it, but
yeah,
no,
and
I
then,
mean,
whoever their star shooter was complaining about getting death threats and all sorts of stuff after
Oh,
the
yeah.
game, and it's like, what are you talking about? I don't think anybody cares enough about you.
no, she said it started from when they won the championship last year. Like she
Oh.
started getting harassed and things
Why?
like that. No. people are just jerks, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, because people have nothing better to do than harass female basketball players.
And you know you
College
can,
basketball players, yeah.
it's all online harassment, and that's the easiest harassment to get away from. Do you want to know how you do it, Chris? You
How?
get off your phone. Get off your phone. That's how you get away from online bullying. It's like it's the dumbest thing in the world. If you're getting bullied online, you just don't go online.
Or just change all your stuff and do something else.
Yeah, I mean,
Go play Pal World.
Power.
Good game. Good game.
So Caitlin is presumably the Indiana women's NBA team is presumably going to draft Caitlin because they've got the first pick, and
She did a photo shoot for them, didn't she?
Yeah, I think there's already been it's kind of a foregone conclusion. So tickets have already skyrocketed to $100 a seat for WNBA games.
Good for them.
Yeah. So I mean,
I feel like she, if she keeps it up, she's gonna change the way we look at WNBA.
yeah, she's gonna bring.
Well, there needs to be about 30 more of her, but yes,
She's a start. It's gonna
She's
be
gonna
like
bring-
if she goes into the WNBA and just beats the crap out of people, it's not gonna be that much fun.
it's just gonna draw a lot of interest. A lot of people are gonna watch it just because she's gonna play. So,
I think in the short term.
yeah,
I think
if
it's
she
short
keeps
term.
it up.
Yeah.
Now, if she joins the NBA,
Then
she's gonna make
she'll
them.
be massacred, and
Yeah,
no one
she will get massacred.
There's a
get
reason
destroyed.
that there is a women's league and a men's league.
You know that a woman has gotten drafted before in the 70s
Yes, you've mentioned
in
that.
the NBA. Okay,
And what happened?
she never played, but
Oh,
Oh, why? I wonder why.
I don't know.
I'm waiting for a guy to go into the WNBA. Like I'm shocked that hasn't happened yet.
It wouldn't
Like
be a
LeBron?
guy. It's
So you can start living your dreams, or what, Zach?
It's a woman.
I wouldn't qualify for anybody's basketball team, so no. I tried out for basketball in middle school, and the coach said, "Let me introduce you to the wrestling coach."
You're over there like,
we have a boxing
I still remember
club
the-
over here.
I still remember the extravaganza tournament where I literally threw the basketball. I was all alone, and I went up for a layup, and I threw the basketball over the back of the backboard. And I knew that at that time, if I could have been the only one on the court and still lost, that basketball was definitely not the sport for me.
Yeah, I had a fun combination: football, wrestling, and golf.
Hey,
But speaking
Nice.
of basketball, the Boilermakers made the first Final Four since 1980, and Zach Edey being a class act when he cut down the net without standing on a ladder. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he literally just stood under the net and cut. He cut a piece of his net off and walked it over to Gene Cady, who is obviously a historic, nationally recognized coach from Purdue, who kind of. He coached Matt Painter, who's the current coach of Purdue, and Matt Painter played for him. Gene was a great coach, but never won the big one. And but Zach walked over and gave Coach Cady a piece of the net and gave him a big hug. And after the game, he said, "That's the least we can do. Like, it's not lost on us that he set this whole thing up with all of the history and work that he did." So that's pretty cool. That's fun.
That guy's the tall guy, right?
7'4", yeah, 7'4" center.
I mean,
they're
definition
basketball
of tall,
players,
Chris.
Chris. They're
Sorry,
basketball players. They're all
tall, not just.
tall.
Yeah,
Because the Spurs are. I mean, the Spurs are interested in him, and I hope to get a chance at him in the draft this coming year.
there's a lot of debate when you've got a big guy like that, and people are like, well, he's just big. But that kid has worked his butt off in terms of his footwork, his shot. He's a 72% free throw shooter, which if you recall the Shaq days, Hack-a-Shaq was was a great strategy late in the game because Shaq couldn't hit a free throw. But this kid worked on his entire game. And I think he'll transition to the
Yeah.
to the NBA.
Just can imagine him next to Wemby. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well,
Chris is over there fantasizing.
I love my Spurs, man.
are the Spurs still winning? Let's see.
No, they're not winning.
Oh, they actually got their ass beat. What, 2 nights ago?
Yeah, 2 of their
And then-
players are out for the season.
And then right now, there's 8 minutes left in the fourth, and they're down by 10 points.
Yeah, that's all right.
Which is usually about the time they give up the lead if they have it.
It's one of those years.
Well,
Sorry.
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna. So Chris, they lost 2 players for the season. Like
Yeah,
out.
Who's out?
Sochin and Vassal. So Vassal has a fracture. Sochin, something else. I don't know. I thought it was an April Fool's thing because they posted it yesterday, but then they never said it wasn't. So
No, that's a bummer.
Kind of a messed up day to announce that.
yeah, that's what I thought.
At least they waited until today for Chris Young, right, Jody?
Yeah, I was expecting to hear something yesterday during the game, and I was like, I think they're gonna wait until tomorrow. Just
They'll wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Clear out the April Fool's stuff.
I
Well,
thought Adolis Garcia was going to go down. I thought that one sounded worse than the Josh Young.
Oh, his
But-
kneecap.
No, hands,
wrist.
hands.
Did I call him Chris Young? Did,
No, I
didn't
heard Josh Young.
Oh, okay. I
I
was
thought
like,
you said Christian. Okay.
yeah. Anyway, you know what I was talking about. Yeah, but there's definitely a build difference between Josh Young and Garcia.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Definitely a build difference. So yeah. Well, we are going to drop off the live stream right now, and we're going to continue to record the rest of the show. So if you watch the live episode, the live stream, thanks, Mom. And and catch the rest of the show tomorrow, sometime around about 5 or 6 o'clock. The episodes should start popping up, the shorts and the daily. So thanks for tuning in. You good, Jody?
You did playing the outro or what? Oh, you misspelled my name again.